Hey everyone, welcome to AniPod. I fucking gave up half a night of karaoke and maybe some good times with other people.
Really had to hold yourself
for
back there,
this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Hello, my name is RCAnime, and I had some beers. With me today is Callum from the Canipa Effect, and Glen. No one knows Glen's last name.
Okay, so basically, Matt is incredibly drunk, and both me and Glen are incredibly sober, so this
Sober
is gonna
boys.
be fun. Yeah.
Because you guys are pussies, you know? You guys don't fucking drink.
Man, I'm sorry that I didn't go to Ikebukuro. I'm sorry that I didn't go to fucking the great like party nightlife of Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry that I didn't go there tonight.
Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about anime.
I went out once today, and that was just to get a pizza. Before then, I was basically just wearing pajamas that I went out. I got changed specifically just to go out, get a pizza, then I came back and put pajamas on again.
Just wear your PJs outside.
That's my entire day. I actually could.
You don't want to wear your PJs outside in Japan.
Nah, it's fine. He's white anyway.
Because everyone's so stylish.
They are stylish.
Oh yeah, Callum's white.
Dude,
so.
they'll look at Callum and be like, that's the new American trend, even though they don't know he's Australian.
Yeah, I've got this big bathrobe that I could just walk around, pretend I'm rich whilst walking out of an incredibly cheap apartment.
And scouting the market for the cheapest deals. You're like like the trope in anime and live action Japanese dramas, fucking the moms and shit rushing for the bentos. They're like, they're now 50% off for the next minute. Callum fucking destroying people because he's the white Godzilla in Japan.
Legitimately, I bought the only pizza that wasn't vegetarian but was 50% off. That's how I live my life. Anything that's 50% off, I exclusively stop at the 100 yen store. That's where most of my meals come from. Pretty much all of the chicken that I cook with is one day, like either just about to go out of date or has just gone out of date, but I think it's okay.
Callum,
are we recording AniPod right now?
Yeah.
This is basically what all of last episode was.
Look, you were asking for stories last episode, and these...
Oh, yeah, the stories.
Yeah, so I've been catching you up with my exciting life.
Oh, yeah, my exciting life, too. What happened?
You're both in Japan. Don't fucking complain to me
I
or
bought
say
a rice
anything.
cooker. That was exciting.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
It sings songs when you turn it on. And when the rice is done, it sings back to you.
Talking of Japan, there is something that Japan does that no other country does, except, for the countries that secretly do, but we don't talk about them because that's not real anime. Japan makes anime. And we're an anime podcast, so... And I guess this is the spring episode, I suppose, so...
I guess so.
What do you guys...
Let's do it.
Go ahead, Matt.
Tada-kun is shit. Let's start off with that.
The what?
Wait, what?
Man, Tada-kun.
Oh, Tada-kun.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that's fucking awful, that... It's like a fucking romance show that came out in 2008. It's like, why is it existing right now? And also the redhead girl, I think her name's Alexandra or something. She's hot,
Man, I'm surprised you remember that because you dropped it after the during the second episode.
I dropped it after episode. Yeah, but she was so hot that I had to remember her name.
Yo, I'm so glad we have this insightful discussion on anime. That's what AniPod's about. She is the hottest character in that show. Matt, you didn't get far enough, but how in the first couple episodes there's the posters of the girl in the bikini. It turns out the girl wearing glasses, that was her all along.
Yeah, no fucking shit. It's not like they fucking foreshadowed everything, it's like the fucking director or writer or whoever just fucking learned about Chekhov's gun and he's fucking jerking it.
Hey, all the episodes that are storyboarded by the director are actually good. Her name just escapes me currently, but she's technically an Ikehara disciple, I guess. I don't know. People have called her that, and I wouldn't really consider her one, honestly. She works with Ikehara. I would say the influence of Ikehara is definitely not felt.
I didn't see any Ikuhara.
Her storyboard for the first episode I liked, though. There was a... whenever...
Storyboard for the first episode. The first episode is like, oh my god, you can see the stars in Tokyo. No, you fucking can't. It shows a fucking lie.
Dude, I can't believe a fictional thing lied about the reality of how things are.
It's just, that's really important to me. You can't see stars in Tokyo. Or maybe you can see like 1 or 2 stars in Tokyo, but honestly, it probably is just Mars or the moon.
I had a dream where I saw stars. Then I went outside and it was just smog.
Callum, you wake up every day, look in the mirror and see a star. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's beautiful. I think I'm gonna cry. That's the most wonderful thing.
Looking forward to your second video of the year.
10 minutes ago, I got a message from Matt saying, "I'm drunk and I genuinely hate you as a person." So that was a real pickup.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Callum. I actually love you. I'm sorry. It's just that I thought that you were ruining AniPod.
You messaged. You said we're doing AniPod, and then 10 minutes later said I hate you as a person. Whilst I was watching a cooking video.
Why are you watching so many cooking videos?
Because I'm really disappointed by the size of my kitchen, and now that I'm living like independently, I'm now disappointed that I didn't take all these opportunities to cook all of these amazing meals. So I'm basically just torturing myself.
Speaking of cooking, there's a new cooking show this season that isn't really new because it's like on its 4th season or something. Soma. It's still not very good as an anime, but it's...
I never thought... Like, I dropped it in its 2nd season because I realised that I feel like you need to have had like a year's gap or something between reading the manga and watching the anime, just as a sort of refresher, because otherwise it's just so incredibly similar, but kind of shit at the same time. With good soundtrack, but it's too familiar. There's nothing new to it. So for me, who's been catching up with it, it's redundant.
I mean, yeah, if you've actually read the manga. If it's just like if you're an anime only, I can see why people like it more. Yeah. But even then, it's like they don't really change the panels from the manga and all, and the panels, paneling in manga is completely different from storyboarding in anime, so maybe change things up a bit, but that hasn't happened for the past 4 seasons, so, I mean, can't really be mad about that.
There's this bizarre CG shot that they did where, I think it was the season 3 where they had all of these chefs from the Maple Tofu stand. And in the manga, they show them all in one frame, like from like kind of like an overhead, like look how many chefs there are. And because they did that, they had to make this really shitty 3D animation, 3D looping animation where they don't even look like humans.
Oh, I remember that.
They just kind of look like these blobs that are just moving pans around.
That was so weird. Fucking Soma's like one of the worst animated shows ever.
Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have predicted that sort of shot would look shit, and why they couldn't have adapted it differently so that they didn't have to do that. There's so many different ways to show that there's loads of...
It's like, to the audience, why is your taste so fucking shit?
Oh god.
It's like, come on, there's good stuff out there. Stop watching Soma. Stop watching Boku no Hero Academia. Please watch Utena. Please get good taste. I'm trying to always make it seem like, it doesn't matter. But you know what? It does matter. Fucking, let's all be. I don't know.
Matt.
It's...
Glad you're finally getting this out, bud. Audience, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, that's the message we've been leading up to with all these episodes of AniPod.
You guys always ask for iTunes and like all these other stuff. like, yeah, we're getting on it.
Matt's coming out with this. Matt, this is Matt's with me. Matt's one of my best friends. Matt tells me to go fuck myself all the time. My parents are calling me. One sec.
Uh-oh. Alright, Callum, let's talk about Maquia.
Okay. You mean Maquia?
Maquia.
Okay.
I don't know. It's how is it pronounced?
Maquia, I thought. Or Maquia. Actually, no, it'd be Maquia. Yeah. Not Maquia, but Maquia. So we were both wrong.
The Mario Okada film. That is it being released in the West right now?
It's about to. It's a couple weeks off. I think it's coming out in June in both the US, Australia, and it's already had its release in the UK. Because the UK always gets ahead of the curve on anime movies.
Yeah, for some reason.
Probably something to do with Jonathan Clements or something. I don't know. Actually, no, it's probably more to do with the licenses.
Yeah, but you said it's one of your... It is your favorite anime film. Right?
Now it is, yeah. But then again, I feel like... Previous? See, this makes me sound shit now, because my previous, it was Your Name.
Ooh, Callum sounding like shit. What's happening?
I mean, Your Name is just a bad choice for your favorite anime film, but it's fine.
Okay.
What are you guys talking? What? Catch me up.
We're talking about Your Name and also Maquia.
Yeah.
Maquia.
I understand that I have maybe an overly mainstream sort of like best films. And I maybe am not totally attached to my best film for long, because it changes a lot, and it's usually whatever happens to be the next big thing.
And hey, that's completely fine.
Well, Maquia, I wouldn't say Maquia is the next
big
thing.
Okay. Maquia isn't the next big thing, but it should be. It's one of those things where...
No, I don't think so.
I think it has the components where it could have become the next big thing if Okada was more well known, if it had received the sort of marketing and a wider release that I think it deserved.
I disagree. I don't think that film is very good. Mario Okada has written stuff that I love, but
like what?
It's like Kofu Graffiti, Lupin the Dirt, Fujiko Mine.
Okay.
Like those two are really great Mario Okada like works, or just like series composition. Nagino Asakara, is that Mario Okada?
Yeah. That's one of the more Mario Okada things. Since she's one of those writers who was like, it never seems like she was strictly a writer except when she was. Like, so there's these certain projects where you might as well call her a director. She didn't have the full responsibilities of a director.
I mean, she's a writer with a distinctive, distinctive traits.
Yeah,
you could.
And she was involved.
It's like Darling in the Franxx. It's like it's not Mario Okada, but it feels like Mario Okada.
Darling in the Franxx is,
but like nothing... a really bootleg version of it.
Okay. I wouldn't say that at all.
Well, but... with the love, with like the different love tropes.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Am I just too drunk?
Probably,
yeah,
but regardless, the thing is, creators can make completely different things.
Yeah,
and the identifiable traits in Okada, and at least from what I've seen, because I still haven't watched a couple of the big ones from Okada, like me, the guy who's watched every anime like fucking ever. I haven't watched Anohana.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of her magnum opus sort of thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing that kickstarted.
Anohana's her magnum.
Oh, it's the show
it's the thing that kickstarted her popularity in the West, in my opinion.
It's also
and that's the main reason I didn't watch it at the time, because that was when I browsed the lovely forums of 4chan.
It's also
people were awful.
One of the very few shows where she had more control over the writing side of it. For instance, like she's credited for series composition on hundreds of shows. Maybe it's not hundreds yet, but there's
a lot, like Toradora.
Yeah, there's tons of them. But whether
Hanasaku Iroha,
whether she actually like spent time writing the story from scratch, or whether she spent time working on the visual elements of the show and expanding beyond what that role means, is something that you only find out later. So the shows that she considers herself to have like more like authorship, I don't know how you describe it, over is Hanasaki Iroha, Anohana, Anthem of the Heart especially, and there is another one. I think Nagini Asakara to an extent.
that one movie, that one.
Kisniver.
Kisniver.
Kisniver, yeah.
I feel that was affected by director Kobayashi quite a bit. I'd say so. I'd say she probably.
She came in a bit later and kind of changed things around, but Kobayashi had like the main idea.
Sakuraso?
No, Sakuraso was tired. I read the novels. She didn't really do much. She just kind of composed it all together. But
what about Mayoiga?
Mayoiga is Mizushima mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Probably, yeah, because like Mayoiga was doing something completely obvious that went over half the people's heads, and then half of the people noticed it. So that it's a fucking huge comedy show.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, most people treated it as a comedy, even if they didn't realize that it was intentionally comedy.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people.
I mean, that's how Mizushima usually treats horror, because he thinks that screams and laughs come from relatively the same place, which is why I think a lot of people misunderstood Another, because Another has that sort of...
It's like people think that like when they put
quirk.
the reels on YouTube of all the hilarious death scenes, they feel like, oh, I'm the only one who discovered how funny this is, when in actuality, no, it was designed as a comedy from the start. It's meant for laughs. That he has been on record saying like, this is how he enjoys doing comedy. This is his thing. This is what he's into.
He makes it so apparent. If you pay attention at all to visual stuff, Mizushima never holds back. He never tries to hide the fact of what he's doing. He is so direct in his directing, in a way. What was the fucking movie? It was... Wait, did you say it? Was that its English title? It was like Kakuro ga Sake Bita some shit.
Anthem of the Heart?
The Maria Okada movie. Is that the title?
Anthem of the Heart?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said From the Heart, and that's why I was what the fuck is that?
Anthem of the Hearts.
I liked that movie. Fuck you, Matt.
I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, I do know. Because, I mentioned it before, and then I got sidetracked, because, that's the definition of AniPod at this point.
Yeah.
But, that's probably why people watch, is we're more informal, I think. I don't know. And, the thing about that film, and most of Okada's works, is the emotion is always not obscured by anything. The emotion is at the forefront, and that sounds so vague when I say that, but it's because the emotion is so evident in her scripts, because her scripts are just a pretext. They're the source of the words, of the emotion. But when she gets a really good staff together, and it's not like she controls most of that, it's completely up to the staff at that point, and that's why most of her stuff is hit or miss, is because sometimes she gets good stuff, sometimes she doesn't. They combine the sounds and the forms and the texture and the motifs into a painting that just emphasizes that one theme, the same way fucking people from when they were dying to the fucking Black Plagues did shit. Maria Okada is good. The forced drama shit, my god, I hate that fucking statement.
So what's the difference between drama and forced drama?
I don't know. Whenever I ask anybody to explain forced drama, they just consistently use synonyms of forced, and it's like, what does that even mean? They obviously wrote it. Of course it's forced. Every single time you feel any sort of fucking emotion, it's because that's what they probably wanted you to feel. You're being forced to feel all the time. You feel excited. You feel, oh, that's so epic, dog. Fucking, that's the point.
Yeah, you know what I really
forced
hate?
action.
Yeah,
forced comedy.
Action. Yeah, I hate it when all of my favorite action shows have forced action in it.
Forced animation.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Is that real?
Disgusting.
Yes,
I
it is.
hate anime fans.
I hate it when they move.
How are we fucking dealing with the dumbest fan base ever? Man, people are gonna hate
every
me
fan base is dumb. Every fan base. The only reason we dingle so much on the anime fan base, Matt, is because we're fucking in it. And you try your hardest not to be in it. So you didn't know forced animation was a thing, so you're doing pretty well.
But back to SAO Asa, which is, or otherwise known as
both of
Maquia.
you fight.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Well, it's not I don't really know how much of it was directed by Mario Okada, because she
Well,
sort of co-directed it
Yeah.
with the guy who directed Nagino Asakara.
Shinohara,
the name-
I think his name is.
Shinohara.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can kind of get an idea of what Mario Okada actually does from going through her entire biography and then going through interviews. But up until Maquia, she'd been having more and more influence over visual elements, and eventually she talked to Shinohara, I think during Nagino Asakara, and he said, look, if you ever want to like go the step ahead and actually direct your own series, I'll give you a hand. So whilst she isn't an animator, she hasn't done storyboards before, but she has experience with directing and experience doing some of the parts of what a director would do. She's taken kind of those experiences, put it into Maquia, and then got a hand from Shinohara.
I'm really looking forward to the film.
Yeah,
but,
so
like,
I
but
would
I have two of my best friends with very differing opinions. Matt
I
is
think we
like
both like
Matt doesn't hate it. Matt just doesn't think it's that good, and then you love it.
I know. I don't hate it.
What do you
I
what do
just
you
think
dislike
that
about it?
it's-
What do you like about it? Like, I don't know anything about this movie besides the
Okay,
character designs. Besides, being a bit samey for some of them. For some of the characters are fucking beautiful, and just in general.
I feel like it just tries to put too many subplots
forced subplots
into its runtime. I don't want to say forced subplots. It's just that there's too many storylines that we don't really need to receive like the poignancy of the film. Because at the very last scene, that was a very poignant moment, and I feel like the impact of that could have been stronger if the film had stuck mainly to its main theme of parenting. Essentially, it's sort of like Wolf Children, but it's like, imagine if Wolf Children included a war, included genocide, and included politics of like fucking
I love
don't know, like,
2018.
invasions and
But
all
I
that.
think that's part of the charm of it. The fact that they have this very, very personal story between two people, and they can contrast that story with this whole political drama and this whole war, and seeing this really intimate story about kind of a spoiler, seeing that shine out and seeing that be considered the most important thing amongst all of this shit that's going on, I think it only serves to drive the point home. It's hard to talk about it in detail without spoiling it, because
Yeah.
even the main theme of the film is
here's
kind of a spoiler.
Comparison. I feel like neither of you have seen the film Boyhood.
I have.
In the,
20 years,
I know,
right?
In the film-
I know a boy. I remember like that was the Oscar movie that was like 18 years or
Was
something.
it 18 or 20?
yeah, it was like 12 years.
Yeah, I watched
and
it.
like it's like in okay, you've seen Boyhood. So
Wasn't that movie terrible?
do you agree with me in that you watch the film only to end up hating the kid as he grows up?
Yeah.
Right? Like you find him obnoxious.
Yeah, but I was more like, for me, it was more about like the mother's story to me.
Are we talking about Orimo?
Yeah, but I feel like Maquia it has elements of Boyhood. You know, you watch him grow up only to end up hating him.
Yeah, but like with Boyhood, it was more like, for me, it was more focused on the mother.
Yeah, no, it's certainly
Like,
more focused on the mother, which it comes into like comparisons with Wolf Children. I just feel like do you think that like Maquia is your favorite anime film?
Yes.
Currently.
Right now, until whatever
And-
the fuck comes out next year.
Hey, dude,
And-
that's
and
completely
I'm just
fine to like
I'm
find new
just-
things. As long as you're
Thank you.
passionate
Yeah, it's
about said
completely-
thing, there's nothing wrong with being like, I like new things. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
wrong with it. I'm just
Just kidding.
though.
Watch the original Legend of the
Wolf
Galactic
Children
Heroes right now or
exists.
fucking
Glen,
perish.
shut the fuck
Oh
up.
no! Sorry, Matt.
Just saying, Wolf Children exists. So why is that not your favorite film, because Maquia is just
he has a very good argument,
version
actually. Wolf Children does exist, Callum.
It is a compelling argument that I cannot argue with, I'm afraid. Wolf Children does exist.
It's generally the same
parenting
of motherhood.
Yeah, but I think in contrast,
and
having all of those other stories going on in Maquia excelled it. Also, visual elements like
I feel like
the designs and the music and the world of Maquia kind of draws you in more than Wolf Children.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
Fuck him up, Matt.
Okay, if Maquia was a TV series, then maybe we would have had enough time to get a better feel of the world, but I felt like it was so convoluted in its
Dude, this is like Socrates versus fucking Pluto right now.
I feel like
Plato.
I fucking Matt. I'm not.
Pluto.
I'm trying.
Not the
Okay, so like the thing is, I very recently was watching something that said Pluto, and I was thinking about Pluto, and I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
I know it's Pluto. Fuck.
Yeah, this is like the Republic.
But yeah, I do agree that like with a TV show, we could have seen more of the world. We could have explored the conflicts a bit deeper, seen who some of the factions are that are introduced later, but not really elaborated on. But I feel that that's all that would happen during a TV show. We'd find out more about those elements. But the point is, you're meant to be focusing on this main story whilst seeing how the elements of that story and the themes of that personal story kind of reflect towards the political drama. I'm more referring to there's a final scene that there's a very obvious contrast between two battles, and it kind of brings it all together. And I feel like a TV show couldn't have made that moment more impactful at all. Finding out more about the other faction who we didn't really care about
I'm sorry if I missed. Is Matt arguing that a TV show would have been better for it?
I think Matt's arguing that like the world would have felt.
I don't think it's about
engaging.
medium. I think it's about the base of it. From Matt's perspective, it's not about because like it's just like it's the same argument that people bring up where it was like if it had 2 more episodes, the pacing would have been better. Like it's not. I don't think that's what Matt's trying to say.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just thinking
he has a problem with the base of it, like the core of Maquia. Fucking coming to theaters soon in the West.
Yeah,
Sponsored.
I just feel like it tries to fit too many stories together and because there's so many stories, we don't really know which one.
How many different kind of subplots does it have going?
Well, there's the other girl. Remember, Callum, the other girl, whom we follow her, and then kind of like how she has a daughter.
Yeah, but that like, also ties into.
There's that subplot
that ties into the main plot.
Okay,
like,
they all sort of tie together in the end, but the problem is that there's no really it lacks a sense of build up to it, because at one point it's just. They're literally in one scene, like, the main Maquia, the main character, she sort of just gets kidnapped, and she gets thrown into this faction that wants to fight against this other civilization, and it kind of just comes out of nowhere.
Okay, I will.
I feel like...
Yeah, I will admit that scene in particular, it did come out of nowhere. And did feel awkward, but I feel like the way that scene developed and the way that scene wrapped up kind of made up for that shaky opening. I remember my immediate feeling at the time being, ooh, what's going on here? But
maybe. I will say that. I will say this, though. Like, Okada is really good at always having the audience emphasize with the protagonist, because the protagonist, Maquia, like, you genuinely do empathize with her experiences, which makes the climax, the final scene, very poignant. I do think that the final scene is rather like well done. It's
I cried.
It's certainly.
I cried.
Yeah, Callum cried. It was well done. I just feel like it could have been more, as I've been saying, more poignant if the film focused more on that idea. Like how Wolf Children is so concentrated on that one theme. Maquia or whatever isn't concentrated on that one theme because it tries to tie in the rest of the world. Like the world it's a very complicated world.
But I think the complicated world is a part of the main character's struggle. It's that she's caught in between all of these different things, and that in truth she just wants to focus on one of those. But like the audience, that she's being pulled off to other stories when she's always just trying to struggle back to the main one.
I know. I just felt it could have.
I feel like there are scenes.
It could have had a better sense of balance.
Yeah, there's scenes that abruptly tug the main character away from her own personal story, and whilst it makes sense for the character thematically, for the audience it's like, whoa, this has come out of nowhere. I'm on a roller coaster now. What's happening? Let me get used to this. But and I agree with those particular scenes. But on reflection, I found that those scenes were important to her story overall. But yeah, I do admit that there's a lot of people who are going to go into that, and there's going to be some scenes where they're going to be, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Though, again, Mario Okada normally is really good at writing, at least.
Do all these sub-stories, do all of them tie into the same main thematic meat? Like the same overall theme, no? See, that's a couple of themes,
but I feel like there's one theme that needs the other themes to exist. Well, not needs, but one theme that is amplified by the other themes is.
There's just so many ideas.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is whenever things have multiple themes, and like you said, amplify. I would argue that most of the time it tends to be the opposite. That if this theme right here is so important, why do you keep introducing other things? Because obviously in this world there are a lot of important things, a lot of important lessons to teach and whatnot, but with an hour and a 40-minute runtime, should you really be trying to teach all those lessons, or should you just focus on the one?
I feel like there's only one lesson. I feel like there's a lot of themes, but they all lead up to one lesson.
Okay.
I think
what would you say is the lesson?
I think the lesson is to
get yourself a blonde mommy.
Dude,
she's cute.
She is.
She's our thumbnail, actually. She's our thumbnail for sure.
And she certainly grows as a character.
I feel like the important lesson and the important theme is to not let go of. I'm not sure if it's not let go of family or not let go of the people who are special to you. Because in interviews she hasn't Well,
that's the thing. Is people who are special to you or family
overall. But yeah, not letting go of those, not always striving to do what's important to you, and not necessarily what other people are saying that you should be doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it vaguely. I'm trying to explain the film as vaguely as possible.
When it comes out on Blu-ray and stuff, I'll watch it. I'll probably bring it up again.
It's coming out in cinemas,
dude,
though.
AniPod's a family. It's never going away.
Yeah, never give up on your AniPod family.
Dude, we're inconsistent as fuck. We've always been around.
Yeah, there might be all these politics going on, Israel, Palestine, all of those, but just set it aside. Move on, move past it, fight through it, punch through it if you must, and get back to what really matters.
Getting a cold beer or a cold beverage, whatever you prefer.
10 of them in Matt's case.
Cracking the code one with the boys.
We are the boy breaking open a cold one with the boys, also known as AniPod. No girls allowed.
All right, Glenn, let's calm down.
I feel like people who have seen Maquia will kind of understand the fucking nonsense that
it comes out pretty soon in North America. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Fucking that entire time I couldn't just tell but think, holy shit, Matt is coherent as fuck. And also, Girls in Panzer, their film is the best movie, so why are we even talking about this?
There's another one coming out.
I mean, Girls in Panzer, their film is one of the best anime films ever made. Yeah.
And when Death's Finale's
do you really
all
want
finished.
to talk about that?
No, let's not talk about it now.
Death's
Honestly, we've
Finale
already
is
talked about Maquia for like
amazing
20
shit,
fucking
dude.
minutes. Are we even gonna talk about season? To be honest, you guys haven't really watched seasonal shows,
I
so we
watched-
might as well.
Well, Callum has
I've
watched more
watched
than I have.
a
I've
few,
only
yeah.
seen Uma Musume.
We talked about Uma Musume a lot last episode.
Did we? No.
Yeah, we did.
I forgot.
You know, we had a really good conversation on it. I was like, holy shit, man, Uma Musume is so good. Like you can actually have a lot of like interesting conversations about it just because everything about it is fascinating. The production, the actual like plot, and just the real horses and the girls are cute. It's an amazing
Well,
show.
you two saw Sword Art Online Alternative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
I've
absolutely
recommended that to you, Matt.
Kind of.
You've seen? What do you mean by kind of?
As in the new episode came out like an hour ago.
Oh, I'm not caught up completely. I'm like up to episode 5 or something.
Okay, yeah, same.
That is like. Remember, what was it, episode 3 of AniPod when we talked about Ordinal Scale?
I do not
And,
remember that far back. That was years ago.
That was the you'll remember as soon as I mentioned that it was the time that Digibro got really mad.
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah, that fucking pedophile.
Like-
Never has anything been
I'm-
as present in my mind.
I never actively hate something just because of the name, and it's like Ordinal Scale was a fine movie. If I ever have a girlfriend in my life, I'll watch Ordinal Scale with her. If I ever have a boyfriend, I'll watch Ordinal Scale with him. If I ever have, well, I have my anime girlfriend and boyfriend, so actually I guess we technically watched it together. I took Yukiho to Universal last year, dude. She loved it. But fucking, what was the point of this? Alternative is good. And if you didn't like the original SAO, it's SAO, but it's not.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm not going to be the person who says the original SAO is bad, because you guys should watch more anime if you think SAO is the worst thing in the world. You hate it because it's popular, admit it. And I dislike it because I dislike it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, there's parts of it.
I've
that
grown
I
to like it
dislike.
more because of all the people who shit on it all the time for no real reason. Like, it's sexist, it's fucking stupid, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like SAO has gotten better.
Dude, when season 3 comes, I'm excited.
Kawahara
Callum,
is
you've read Alice's Visitation.
I've read
the
like
first 2 novels.
Novel of it.
Is there any
Oh,
Asuna?
I've read more than
forgot.
you. No,
Okay.
no, dude.
No.
It's a reset.
Well,
basically.
okay, they're kind of Asuna, isn't it?
It's
And
as much of
kind
a reset as you could
all the other
expect,
characters.
considering how popular all the other characters are.
Yeah.
So there's no Asuna.
Regardless, it is also. It's almost like Reki Karahara taking SAO and like taking it in a completely different direction. Not completely different, so I guess I shouldn't use the word completely, but
Well,
significantly altering it.
if you
But
if you
go
read
ahead.
the progressive novels, which I've been doing recently,
I want to, honestly.
they're all on Bookwork Global. They are like, you can see how much his writing style and what his attention is on. Like, you can see how all of those have changed so much over time. So, and I think Ordinal Scale shows like how much more engaging he is as a writer now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's less about, like, in SAO and some earlier works, it was like there was these concepts being flied around and like cool game ideas. And
Because he wasn't a writer. Oh, like he does not deserve the title of like decent novelist yet, but watching his improvement over time, it's interesting. Like, he's not great, but like the ideas he has are fun, and like his first goal is entertainment. And look at all the fucking people he has entertained.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is looking at a work and seeing what its goals are. SAO never really has like an overall theme. It's literally just Western TV, sort of. In that there's like Western TV, there are some good ones that I'm thinking of, like, I actually don't have any examples because I don't watch any of them. But storylines that are just there for the sake of being a storyline and continuing and being like, watch the next episode. Like, he's just an entertaining dude.
Yeah.
But Alternative isn't written by him. And Alternative is good.
Yeah. I think with
by Kino's journey.
Yeah, I think with Sigsawa he's learnt how to kind of deliver on his world ideas a lot better over time. But yeah, on to Sigsawa. I feel like...
Yep. Be careful.
Do you feel like this...
Don't want to get called out again.
Okay. Do you feel like this anime came out at the exact right time now that we're in a post-PUBG and post-Fortnite world?
Sort of, I guess. But I don't know how many people who play PUBG... I mean, people who play Fortnite probably watch it because everybody plays fucking Fortnite for some reason. It's like, I imagine the people who still play PUBG are like, it's realistic. And like, they'd watch Alternative and be like, a cute little girl can't shoot a gun. Woman in general can't shoot. Those are the sort of dudes that can play PUBG still. Those, like, and I have experience with this because of my my stepfather. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this. I don't know why he would. That'd be odd. But
that would be odd.
He does know that I do things like this. So like, I mean.
Yes, let's listen.
I'm doubtful.
I'm Glen's
I'm sorry,
stepdad.
You're kind of sexist, stepfather. I'm sorry to say.
And as Glen's stepdad, I'm going to watch 42 minutes.
Where were you going with that point, though? Where were you?
42 minutes into AniPod episode 11. That's exactly.
Dude, he's gonna open the door right now. I heard that. I heard that from the future. My fucking dad's Doctor fucking Who.
I'm so confused right now.
Matt, just take another drink, okay?
Doctor Who is a very popular TV show. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that. I hope that cleared it up, Matthew.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's sometimes a man, occasionally a woman, flies through time and space, solving different problems.
Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about...
There's a new season coming out, and I'm quite hyped.
There's comic girls.
We didn't even talk about Alternative. Alternative's good.
It's good. It's just really fun.
What has been happening for the past 10 minutes?
We were talking about SAO in like general. We were talking about the original.
I like that it has a really good balance between like...
Look, the only thing I know about SAO
world.
is that fucking Asuna is hot.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You know? That's all I care about, really.
Most of the characters in SAO are fucking hot.
And she finally did something in the movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember that shot in the movie where like Kirito is lying on her, but her shoulders are like incredibly broad? Like she's just suddenly turned into a wrestler?
Kirito is a manlet. We've talked about this.
Have we?
No, I don't think Kirito's a manlet, but I like the idea that he is.
What is a manlet?
What do you mean, what's a manlet?
Callum, is that like a hairstyle?
A manlet is like...
Callum's too tall to know what a manlet is.
What's an anime character that's a manlet? Okay, imagine like the main girl, the pink girl of a fucking Alternative, like when she's in her avatar form.
Yeah.
But it's a guy. That's like a manlet.
So like just a very small...
Just a short guy, but he's not out of shape. He's just kind of in shape, sort of.
Yeah.
Thankfully, me and you are both like 6'3" plus, so we're safe.
I'm not 6'3".
What do you mean?
I'm
barely taller than you.
Yeah, I'm 6'1" going on 6'2", but I'm not 6'3".
Whatever. Alternative's good.
You are like about an inch taller than me.
I don't know.
I think the thing that when we went back to back, my shoes have more elevation. Because I
honestly, like, I watched that video recently because I was talking to Matt about something, and like, I thought I was wearing shoes that were like helping me.
Don't you wear what are they like?
Wear like
those
Nikes
flats
usually.
Shoes.
No, I mean, those are we were walking around a lot, so fuck no.
Okay.
Those are what I wear when I'm like, in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, I've got no idea what shoes you were wearing. That was 2 years ago.
Doesn't matter. I miss you, Callum.
Me too.
Matt.
What?
Yeah, I don't miss Matt.
Immediately started out with this podcast with "fuck this show," talking about Tada. And once this, are you watching any show that you actually like?
Yeah.
There's a million shows you'd like.
Uma Musume.
Fuck, damn, another one besides Uma Musume.
You know I'm not watching anything else.
I thought you were watching another one. I can't remember. I thought you were watching something else.
Are you watching Comic Girls?
No, I want to watch a Manchu. I saw one episode of Comic Girls.
Okay. Are you enjoying
Before
it?
Comic Girls aired, Matt told me he wasn't gonna watch it, and Matt and me are the guy. Like Matt and me love like those healing shows. Like not really, like Manga Time Kiara. Like me and him talking about Manga Time Kiara. God knows how much. And fucking, he was like they look too moe. I couldn't believe that he said that.
New Game. I went to the office in New Game today. Yeah.
What?
Wait, what did I say?
You told me you weren't gonna watch Comic Girls because they looked like too moe and too much like.
I didn't. Did I say?
Yeah,
that?
you said something.
No, I said that I think Comic Girls is a bit too sanguine for my taste.
What?
No, this was before Comic Girls aired. You told me it was too sanguine like 2 days ago.
No, I swear to God that what?
Optimistic or positive?
Are you sure that's not me
especially
talking about
in
slow
an
start?
apparently bad or difficult situation?
Maybe it was about slow start. Actually, it was about slow start. I'm sorry, man. I put words in your mouth.
Or a blood red
Fuck you.
colour.
Slow Start was a good show.
Fucking, what do you want from me?
Callum, what was your favorite show so far this season?
I'm still trying to get my head around the use of the word sanguine as
Sanguine.
like an adjective. I had to look that one up.
Sometimes on AniPod we use big words, dude.
Yeah, and I'm always happy to be a bit cultured. Am I allowed to say that a bad show is a good show? Is that allowed on the
Yeah,
AniPod
go.
podcast?
It's your
Oh
opinion.
my god.
Dude,
Persona
the fun
5 the
part
animation.
about AniPod is that none of us share. Like Callum, your taste is completely different from not
yeah.
really from mine, but from Matt for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, no, Glenn, you and I have relatively the same.
I know.
taste.
That's why. That's why I said like it's mostly Callum. Like because you like to say Matt. Glenn likes everything. Despite the fact that I've explained multiple times, it's about what the show is fucking doing. It's not about just fucking fun things are fun. Go ahead, Callum.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten more into the basically there's a Japanese kind of way of consuming anime that's kind of different to the more mainstream Western view of watching anime, which is kind of based on seasons. Whilst in Japan, people tend to like really get into one franchise and just kind of consume everything from that. So I explicitly replayed Persona 5 before Persona 5 the animation started airing, which means that because of where my head is right now, Persona 5 the animation, although there's a lot of things that I don't like about it, because of my interest in seeing how that story is being adapted, is the show that I'm currently the most engaged with and I'm the most excited about watching each week.
Dude, some of my favorite fucking things in the world nobody else likes. It's completely okay, except it's not, Callum. You fucking turn off your mic and you leave right now. You're being replaced.
Okay.
Jeff, get in here. It's finally your time. He fucked up finally. Well, he's been fucking up, but back your Callum. Callum, put that box down. That's AniPod property. Jeff. All right, Callum, come back. Jeff isn't here today, actually. Next
Who
episode.
the fuck is Jeff?
Jeff's Callum's replacement.
My door's kind of stuck. Okay, I got through it. I've got big sliding doors in my apartment, and sometimes it jams.
What is happening? What is happening?
I was told to leave,
I'm
so I
so
went to bed.
confused. What the fuck
Matt.
is going
Hello,
on?
And I love how you can you can hold a conversation,
am I
but you
drunk?
can't. Yes,
Yeah, you are.
You are.
You're 10 drinks down, you mentioned.
I'm surprised at how civil you've been, considering how you were like 10 minutes before we fucking recorded.
What?
I get what you mean. I get what you mean, though. I don't like the Persona 5 anime, but I'm still watching it because I like Persona.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like if I was more into Gunpla at this current time, I would be more into Gundam Build Divers, which I did expect I would be into.
Yeah.
But I've just steadily gotten more and more apathetic with the series as they just don't do anything. They've even got like a penguin mech. It should be my thing, but each episode that passes, I give less of a shit about it. And I think that's kind of sad.
It's all been downhill since the first one.
It literally has.
Try was okay. Try had a lot of like attractive girls though, so
Try was interesting. I like the main character. I like Fumina. But yeah, like the whole character dynamics. Whilst opposed to the original, which I actually feel more like rewatching now that Gundam Build Divers is a thing. Like the original, every single character, every single rival, even the villains, were all just incredibly lovable, and their interactions were kind of low stakes in a way, but not so low stakes that they feel entirely useless. Like it's a sports anime.
Yeah.
Try got a bit confused as to what it actually was and kind of struggled to be a competent sports anime. Gundam Build Divers is its own weird MMO gamey thing where it's just some kids playing an MMO. There doesn't seem to be like that much interesting about it except for beating other people in the MMO and other things that come with an MMO, but
it became more of like a kids show entirely. Like before it was a kids show, but it's become even more so.
Yeah, which is a bit disappointing, but it was never going to be like they replaced the director again with this one as well. Like they even replaced the composer. Like if you want Gundam build fighters now, you've got to watch My Hero Academia.
I wouldn't recommend that to anyone.
I mean, I really wish My Hero Academia fans would go back and watch Gundam Build Fighters because it's literally the exact same core staff, director, writer, composer, that they stole from the Gundam franchise.
Yeah, I wish they
give them back.
Yeah, considering Hero Academia doesn't make use of them like it fucking all most of the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Rie Matsumoto storyboarded a fucking Hero Academia episode.
Yeah.
And it wasn't boring. It was bland. It just, how do you do that? How do you take one of the most powerful young directors in the industry currently and make her put out this bog standard mediocre, I'm trying my hardest not to say garbage because it isn't garbage because her episode is the best storyboarded episode, but it says a lot when she didn't even like do anything different.
Yo, My Hero Academia is one of the worst shows ever.
No.
People, stop having that taste.
I quite like My Hero Academia. I think it's quite a good fun show.
No!
But
no!
What Rie Matsumoto excelled at during Kekkai's...
It's so ugly! It's so
not ugly at all!
Fucking, why do fucking people like shows that are so fucking ugly to look at? It's like...
It's not ugly to look at all.
Yeah, it's fucking ugly. Like, their muscles are just gross to look at, you know? It's like fucking watching Akira, like that last scene in Akira without the fucking
Wait, you mean the massive
scene,
monstrosity of Akira, and you're comparing that to some muscles that actually has quite good shading on them?
I don't fucking care about the shading. It's just so fucking gross to look at it, you know?
Well, they're heroes. It would be weird if they were skinny.
No, it's just like fucking looking at vomit. By the way, I saw a guy sitting on his vomit today in Ikebukuro.
Was that you? Were you looking in a mirror?
No, I don't fucking sit on my own vomit.
I don't know, man. Things happen when you're wasted.
I care about my clothes too much.
Yeah, you do care about your clothes quite a bit. You look good.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know that. Can you see me right now?
I mean, I just assume
Am I
you.
on
I assume
webcam?
you always look good. Stylish
Yo.
cat.
Thank you. Yo, can we talk about how Leighton is finally here?
Oh,
Sorry?
Lady
I'm
Layton.
so
Licensed
Yeah.
by nobody.
I do want to watch that show soon.
You know what?
What show?
The definition of torture is to go to Anime Japan, see that massive, adorable, floppy-eared dog, blown up, massive, see Lady Layton, cute as a button, walking around, shaking kids' hands, and then be told, actually, Lady Layton has not been licensed for any territories. And it's like, great. I was really looking forward to that show. I thought it would be really cute, really fun to watch, and you can't watch it anywhere.
Just torrent it, man.
I'm not going to torrent it.
What? I don't. If it's not licensed, you can't do anything about
I know,
it.
I can't
you
do
know?
anything about it, so it's just fine.
Okay, Matt.
Yo, FLCL Progressive
podcast.
is
He's
coming.
not allowed to say.
Kiyotaka Oshiyama.
What?
Is that Kiyotaka Oshiyama?
Oh, yeah,
who's
yeah.
doing some FLCL.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's like a load of really great directors working on FLCL.
I am
Oshiyama
excited for the new
Oshiyama's just doing
FLCL.
mechanical design.
I think he's probably gonna do some key animation on it as well.
Like, I love flip flappers, and I want Oshiyama to do more.
Because Oshiyama did animation for Devilman, right?
Yeah, he was an animator before a director. Huh?
Yeah, he was.
So
What'd you say?
Oshiyama did animation on Devilman, right?
Yeah.
So
He was character designer.
he was the
for that.
character designer. So I presumed that if he's in a design role on FLCL, I can't imagine him not doing some animation.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does animation, but I want him to direct and storyboard.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe he gets one episode. I don't think so. Yeah,
Maybe.
but
But still, that's for the upcoming episode of AniPod, where we talk about the
Yes.
upcoming anime, which we haven't done in a long time, but we'll probably do it for summer maybe. But wait, Matt's gonna be in Korea, maybe not.
Matt, you gonna be keeping up with FLCL?
Yeah, I will.
Cool.
Oh, I'm going to Korea.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Korea? I don't know any Korean.
which might be why we don't have any. We might record without Matt, but I kind of like it always being us
Yeah.
three. So
You know, you can record without
I mean,
me.
it's not the
I'm
same.
fucking useless.
I think
anyway.
Anyan Haseo is hello.
I know.
Anyo Haseo or something like that. That's probably hello. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Anyo is hello, and moi is
Okay.
what.
I just hear lots of K-pop fans shouting at people for mispronouncing Korean, so that's all I ever hear. I hear people repeat to them, "Oh no, it's Anyan Haseo, Anya."
Yeah, I'll be in Korea for a month, so maybe I'll learn some Korean at that
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
Full Metal Panic
my
is out. Is anyone
All
watching
right,
that?
so after that, this is a Japanese podcast, guys.
Oh
So,
yes.
I think I'm gonna take my leave. I quit AniPod actually.
Oh, I
didn't sign
see.
up for Korean. Thank you.
What is
Have a
happening?
good day.
Uh,
I love you both, but AniPod's dead now.
Okay.
Until next time.
Bye.
But it's dead.
And that has been episode 11 of the AniPod podcast.
That was probably the worst
I
episode.
think it
ever.
had some interesting chats about some anime.
I honestly don't know what is happening.
Yeah, but
I'm going to drink another beer right now.
Are you guys still recording?
yeah, we're wrapping up. We need to plug all of our Twitter handles,
I
our
wanted to end it-
Tumblrs, our
I
YouTubes.
wanted to end it, well. I wanted it to be dramatic with the door closed. but
Yeah, well, I
yes,
thought
Matt
you were
is
going to
drunk.
stay out there for a bit longer.
No, I got bored.
Oh, I see. Okay, go subscribe to RCAnime on YouTube. We've been
Tell your friends
Yeah.
about AniPod.
like it.
Tell your friends about AniPod.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's
Any of
make
them.
let's make
Give-
AniPod the largest anime podcast.
Give us. It's the only one currently, obviously.
I think it probably already is.
No, no way. Fucking give us a review on iTunes, maybe.
Oh yeah, we
I don't
are.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we upload to iTunes.
People could be
actually.
listening to this on their way to work or leisurely activities.
I feel
They're probably so fucking confused.
I know, but
I'm fucking
Matt, you're
confused.
the only one who's confused. I promise you.
Like, wait, is like, are we actually being cohesive? I don't even
We're
know.
being cohesive. I'm not sure about you.
What is happening?
Is this?
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, this is the outro.
Next episode, maybe we'll talk about the spring anime, actually. I guess that isn't the title anymore.
Yeah, we didn't talk about many
like, two of
spring
them.
anime. What did we talk about? What did we actually talk about?
You talked about Murakata and like movies, anime
I can't.
movies.
I'm gonna have a wild time editing this when I'm sober.
All right. Well, until we're sober next time. Next episode, Callum and I get drunk. See ya.
Yay.
Wait, are we not recording anymore?
Yes.